All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily video. In this video, I'm going to cover not only Bitcoin, but some altcoins as well. All right, so quickly going over Bitcoin here. You can see Bitcoin is seeing a pretty big move to the downside. Now, I've been talking about this channel for the last few videos, and actually, I did repull this channel just a little bit. Earlier today, I talked about this in the Discord, but the old channel, let me actually just show you guys the difference. I had pulled it from this low here to this initial lower high up to the highs up here. And let me make that blue so you guys can see. And let me hide the other channel for just a second. So we had this channel like this, and just because of this chop right below it, I didn't really like this chop we were seeing right below it. So I said, okay, let me check this out instead. Let me pull this second pivot low to that FOMC crash. And once I did that, you could see the channel was a lot better respected. And so I moved the channel to the FOMC crash low instead of this low here. And we've been trending up perfectly in this channel. Now you can see Bitcoin this morning made a made a push up to our value area high. So if we do a range pull from present day all the way to January 17th to this upper range that we've kind of been seeing here, you can see that we hit into our value area high this morning on the pump, and we rejected pretty hard, lost our point of control, and now we're losing our channel with a volume candle to the downside. It is a pretty aggressive dump right now. This could continue. We are at our bigger value area high on Coinbase. So actually, we're starting to lose that and our anchored VWAP from the lows down here. I did talk about this being a wedgie type or ascending channel type structure that didn't look the best. And I didn't like how we were grinding up in here. We had a lot of liquidity that was building up, all these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. This is liquidity that can just be swept super quickly. So we are losing our value area high. If we close today's daily candle under this value area high at 103, it could be very dangerous for Bitcoin, and we can see a much bigger drop to the downside. Now, locally for support, like I talked about yesterday, we do have this same range that I just showed you on the other chart from January 17th to present day. And let me just pull that all the way. You can see our value area low of that range is coming in around the back test of this bottom of the pitchfork band. So that right now is the local level I'm looking to bounce for. And if we can bounce from here and then reclaim the value area high by the end of the day, it could be good news for Bitcoin. Remember, today's the last day of the month, so it's a monthly close. And if we close our monthly candle under this value area high, this is going to be dangerous for Bitcoin. We really could see a much bigger flush to the downside if that happens. And it looks like Bitcoin is trying to continue down. We're going to be watching this local support at 102, about 102, 102.054-ish on Coinbase. And I'm going to look for a reaction here. If I do see a reaction from the value area low and the touch of the pitchfork band, the base of it, I might look for a long here. Right now, this looks like an impulse to the downside starting. So we got to be careful with that. Now, our bigger support to the downside is this golden pocket daily and swing failure patterns of the FOMC crash lows. That is going to be coming in here. What is that? Around 1014 to 101. Really, actually, we could even pull this box down to the 0.65 of the golden pocket. So 1014 to 108, pretty much. So that is our next level of support. If we break that, we have our 786 down here with these lows, but these lows are too far away to the 786 for my comfort. So if we break this golden pocket here, we could come actually down to take these lows now of this bigger support that we front ran last week. And that is our golden pocket, the bottom of the pitchfork. We have a swing failure pattern into this level. And this is at 96.8 to 96.2. I've been talking about this as a support for a while, and I do not like how we front run it here. So we're going to keep an eye on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is starting to crash. We're losing our channel with volume. Anytime you break an ascending structure like this, they do have a higher probability to break to the downside. We did reject from our value area high perfectly, and now we're breaking it with volume to the downside. So we need to be watching this value area low here at about 102K. And then if that fails, we have our daily golden pocket. And If that fails, then I do think we can maybe even come all the way down here. So we'll have to pay attention to this. But this drop here can be a really quick flush just because of how this liquidity built up in this ascending channel here. All right, so we'll do this. We'll pull this here, and then you can see that's our golden pocket from high to low of the entire channel. And we do have those flash crash lows down here into that area. But I do like also that this daily is nice. Now, if we did bounce from the daily, we would be front running the golden pocket, but we do have the SFP here into the daily, which is pretty nice. And it could also be kind of like a fake out of the value area low. So on the 4 hour, crash into the daily, SFP into the daily, and then close a 4 hour at or above the value area low. That would be a sign of strength for me. And then I would be looking for a little bit of consolidation and some confirmations to long there. All right, so let's zoom in onto the 12-minute chart here. You can see we were making bear divs into the value area high, lower lows on the momentum waves here, higher lows on the price action into our value area high, dumping, losing the channel with volume. Let's turn on our volume here. Yeah, big increase in volume on the dump to the downside. Now, we are going into a weekend, so it actually does make sense to bounce from this value area low and then just continue this bigger range. We're in this range. Trade the range until it breaks. Rejected from value area high. Next level to look is a bounce from value area low. If we lose value area low, we could come down to this level here and then try to reclaim it. But like I said, guys, let's keep in mind the bigger picture here. So this is more of day trading stuff, but the bigger picture here, we have our big range from November 11th to present day here. And if we close our monthly candle below this value area high here, that could be very dangerous for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin could see some sort of like failed auction type of price action above that value area high for this couple weeks. And if we close below this bigger value area high, we could see the rotation down to the point of control, which that point of control is at that 96.8 to 96.2 area. And then if we lose that, we can go all the way down to the value area low. And let's look here at that value area low. Let me just get this and let's pull this to all the way present. Value area low is all the way down here at 91.6. And I do believe we have a naked daily point of control at 92K. So that does make kind of sense to, if we lose this point of control, we might even drop all the way back down here. All right, that's it for Bitcoin. Now let me go into, let's go into some alts. Okay, so first off, I'm going to zoom out onto larger time frames here, and I'm just going to cover more larger time frames because if Bitcoin starts to get volatile, alts are going to get really volatile as well. So zooming out onto the daily chart for ADA. Now on ADA, we have a few key things that we're looking at here. So ADA had this accumulation down here for a while. We had that expansion phase. We broke out. Now you can see that these highs here are important, like SR flip levels. So this red line that I have is called an SR flip level. I know this looks messy here. Down in this box here, we have a lot of support down in this box. Now on the daily, we are trading in this descending channel here. You can see we're bounced every time we come to the midline. We bounce from the midline here. I mean, we are seeing wicks past it. It was support, resistance, support, support, support. Now, so a couple things that happened. We did front run the 786 from this low to the high here. So from the last low touch of the channel to the high of the channel, we have our 786, we have a daily level, and we have a naked daily point of control all around this channel midline here. So if we continue to slowly grind down, remember weekend price action, maybe Bitcoin continues to range and this thing continues to slow grind down to this area, that is our first level of support. So that's like 85 to 84 cents. Is our first local level. We also have the SFP into that level. So we have the swing failure of these lows, the liquidity grab of these lows into our naked daily point of control, our daily, our 786, and our channel midline. So this is the first level I'm looking for a support level to come in to look for longs on ADA. Now to the upside, we do have a fresh naked daily point of control that's at the top of the channel here. So if it continues to just kind of pump for the next couple weeks here and we just kind of grind up here, we could look for the naked daily point of control tap into the channel and then top of the channel, and then we can just continue to range in this channel. And then even higher, our resistances even higher. If we break out of the channel, we have a naked weekly point of control and a weekly level right above the channel highs here. So we could see the SFP of these channel highs into our naked weekly point of control and our weekly level at 116.7 to like 120. Other than that, I wouldn't look for too much on altcoins. You got to really be careful because if Bitcoin starts to get volatile, we can break through some of these levels, these local levels, really, really quickly. Just real quick on the daily, if we do a Fibonacci pull from the last daily high to the low that we made a few days ago, you can also see our golden pocket is running right up in that naked daily point of control, top of channel. So this 105 to 106 area is a important area. That's our local resistance that I'd be looking for shorts. Local support is this 786 at 80, from 85 to like 84 cents here. 84 cents, 85 to 84 cents. And then our bigger resistance is this naked weekly point of control weekly 119, 120. Bigger support level, which this support level is a really big support level because you can see this red line. It's like an SR flip level here. We've got it acting as support here, kind of resistance here. We did front run it, resistance here, resistance here. Now that support here on the bottom of the channel, if we come down to it again, it could hold the support and we can swing fail pattern those lows here. Now also, I do have a 382 down here. You guys can see this 382. This 382 is a pull from the last big weekly low or daily low, excuse me, to the daily high, the impulse. So after a huge explosive impulse like this, oftentimes in a strong trend, the 382 will act as support or resistance. So we had our strong impulse to the upside on the daily. Now we're kind of seeing a corrective descending channel to the downside. If we do drop into our 382, this box of support really here, 84 to 85 cents, major level of support to be looking for. We could see the swing failure pattern into our 382, into our SR flip level. We do have a naked weekly point of control down here as well. So this area here, this box here is going to be an important box of support that we can look for the tap in the strong trend to continue. Now, this is if alt season is going to continue where it's expected to happen in February, March, just based off the 4-year cycle. So that could be. Now, I don't know if alt season is going to play out. I personally don't believe alt season is going to play out like it has in the past. But that's my opinion, and the market doesn't care about my opinion, so I mark out the levels. And if it is going to continue, this 382 tap, see a big wave 3 to the upside, way up to the monthly or even higher. So yeah, we need to watch this. We need to watch this 382 here. All right, that's it for ADA. Let's go on to Solana. Solana, same thing. I've been showing you guys Solana. I know this looks messy here. Solana, we just been doing the same kind of crap. So we are trading in this bigger 4-hour descending channel here. And we did once again earlier today. We rejected from the top of it again. So we have this smaller blue channel I've been showing you guys. We hit into the midline of the blue channel on the pump, Bitcoin's pump earlier. We rejected. I actually did take a short on re-entry back into this channel. I just took my first TP at 231.1. Just a front run of this golden pocket, just a bit. And so you can see we rejected from the top of the channel and we're losing. Now we're at the base of support of this smaller blue channel here. If we lose this smaller blue channel, then I do expect us to come down to 217, which is this bigger box of support down here, which is its big point of control. Just like Bitcoin front ran its big point of control at 96.8, 97K-ish. Solana has it about 217 to 211 here. And then, so right now, Solana's rejecting from the top of the 4-hour channel again. We do have the midline of that 4-hour channel in this big box of support down here. We're at our local golden pocket just from this pull to this, from this low to this high here, local golden pocket. It's also around the support of our smaller ascending channel. If this doesn't hold, I expect a volume flush to the downside, just like Bitcoin's getting right now. If it does hold and we can reclaim it, then I do expect us maybe to push up to this 247, where there's the golden pocket into a naked weekly point of control, and it's also the midline, once again, of this blue, smaller ascending channel. Because, of course, that would take some time to do. You know, we could see something like a reclaim, kind of chop around for a bit and then push up here into here, and then we would have to see what happens, either a high or low, or we could just dump and come straight back down. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on Solana. If we zoom out a bit here, let's go on to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so our bigger here, and then at 188, we do have the value area high, naked daily point of control, a weekly, and depending on how aggressive this dump is, the bottom of the channel is around there, but actually you would have to dump very quickly to get down there. So I don't really like that. To the upside, if we break this naked weekly point of control at 247, then the bigger resistance that I like is that 256, 255 area, where we have that naked daily point of control, a daily level, and then it's the top of our blue channel as well, right up here in this area. But it looks like Solana wants to keep correcting in this descending channel here. I really don't like how we front run this 217 area. So I do want to see us hit into that area. If we do a range pull of kind of this range here, you can see our point of control is right in there as well. And we are kind of rejecting from that value area high yesterday at 244. The swing failure patterns of this, I showed you guys that in yesterday's swing failure pattern of this high of the top of the channel. We swing failed that and took the liquidity, and now we can come down to our point of control here. All right, so that is it as far as Solana goes. Now, if Solana really starts to dump, we do have, you know, down here at like 177, we do have a big support level down here, and that's toward the bottom of the channel. So big golden pockets down here, daily naked point of control, a pitchfork, and our S1 monthly support, which is going to change tomorrow. So we'll look at our new monthly pivot points tomorrow. All right, let's go to Say. Let's zoom out onto the daily here. Okay, Say is also trading in a much bigger descending channel here on the daily chart. You can see how well this descending channel, midline's super respected. Once we lose the midline, flip to resistance, support, 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 support. It's trying to hold the support now. I don't like how we did front run. We have this level down here. So we have our internal liquidity grab here after this impulse up here. So we do have some liquidity that's resting down here and here. These two little liquidity grabs here. It's into our 786. We do have the naked weekly point of control here and a weekly level all down in this area, and that's at 26 to 25 cents, 26.2 to 28.48. So this support down here is a support that I'm looking at. Now, if we zoom out on Say, I believe this was the one I was looking at. Yeah, I think that Say could see another move up. We obviously saw a huge pump right after the listing. There was a lot of hype about Say. Say is a good project, so I am looking for levels to get in. We need to be careful, because if Bitcoin really is going to start to dump, then all these altcoins are going to get wrecked so hard. Now, as far as divergences here, we were seeing a daily bull div here to here, but now it's been invalidated with this last move down, and we kind of need to wait. So to the upside, it does look like we could come down to this box of support here, if not further. If we do drop further, we do have some levels down. You know, we have the swing failure pattern of this low here, and then the bottom of the channel. Now, the bottom of the channel is around this kind of consolidation and order block area down over here. What is that going to be? That would be around 14 cents here. But I'm looking level to level. So first we play level to level, because Say does look like it's kind of in this channel. This last little price action here is kind of like a descending channel after an ABC correction to the downside. Or this could be, yeah, that does look like a three-wave zigzag to the downside. So, all right. And then to the upside, we do have our naked daily point of control, a weekly level, and our 382. So if this is a strong continuation to the downside, if you do a 382, if you pull from the last big daily high to the low that we made a few days ago, our 382 is resting here at, and this 382 back test in a strong bearish continuation. You're going to see this in a lot, this pattern on a lot of the altcoins into really like key levels. So this is why I have this 382 on the chart. We also do have this liquidity grab that's right below it. So we could do this internal, the last big daily high before this last 2 weeks of downturns. So we have a liquidity grab into our naked daily point of control, weekly, and 382. That's from 45 to 46 cents. And then what we can also do is we can do a fixed range volume profile pull of all the volume of this channel here. You can see, or yeah, the volume of all the channel over the past few months since really December. You can see that our point of control is also in this weekly area. So this 46 to 45 cents is a strong resistance to look at. The bottom, we are trying to hold the value area low now. You can see we wicked a little bit past it, but we were able to reclaim it pretty quickly, and we're trying to hold that value area low. If we can't hold that value area low, unfortunately, what we can look for is some lower targets of this area here, the box that I just told you guys about, between 24 and 26 cents. But we can also look at a smaller range here, just of like this kind of consolidation area down here. And yes, our value area low is also down in this spot buy area, or this area down here between 24 and 26 cents. And if we start to break that, really, there's not too much else that we have on the chart. Now, I know this, I think Say is a newer project. So what was the launch on this? In 2021? No, 2023. I think that's about where Say's at. We do not, I mean, like, we already took this weekly here with this wick. So there's not too much support. I mean, there's this imbalance that's in this big weekly candle here. There's a little bit of an imbalance in here that we could come down to, but really this 25 to 26 cents is the level to hold. If Say doesn't hold that, then man, we could see some pretty bearish price action here. All right, going on to Injective Protocol. Injective Protocol, I really like this project. I think this is a great project, and we have been trading in this. Let me hide this, get rid of this range for a second here. We've been trading in this inside pitchfork here. You can see last time we came up here to the top of the band of the pitchfork, we rejected. Midline has been respected. The bottom of the band has been respected. So coming up as support, and actually, let me change this to green. We do have our a weekly level. You can see this weekly here that hasn't been hit. It was front ran just earlier this week. So we have a weekly level. We do have our SFP lows down here into the pitchfork band. So this like 16 cents to really like 15 cents here is going to be a level. 16.8 to like 15 cents is a level of support I'm looking for here. Now to the upside, let me zoom in onto the daily chart here. Let's go to the daily chart. And we do have right now, we tried pumping. Of course, we front ran our key level here, our key support level. So we could still come down for that, but we've been pumping the last 3 days, and coming up here, we do have a naked daily point of control in confluence with our pitchfork midline here. And you can see we've been chopping around this pitchfork midline. And so if we do come up to this area again, we might see a small rejection from this 21.5 to like 22 cent area. If we do reject from there, then I expect us to come down to this area here between 16 and 15, or 16.8 and 15.8, let's say that. To the upside, we do have our weekly level up here. Now, it's going to take a while to get up there unless we just explode. So the band is not really in confluence with that, but we do have our weekly and our SFP up here between 33 and 35. If we do a Fibonacci pull from the highs to the lows here, and you also see, I think it's our 786 that is close to that. Yeah, so our 786 is in the band of resistance here. So if it takes a while, we do have that 786 around the top of the band up here at 31.4, 31.5. So that, and then there's this liquidity here as well. This internal liquidity grab on the last big daily high before we got this big impulse down here. So that is that 31.5 level is a resistance I would be watching. Now we can do a couple different volume profile pulls here. I do see a couple different ones. We can do a volume profile pull of just this lower price action in here. You can kind of see this lower range that is this area here. And then we can do a volume profile of this entire bigger range as well. So we'll look at both of those here. So our volume profile of the smaller range, you can see we're at our point of control right now. We're rejecting from the point of control as far as the daily candle goes. We pumped up to that. We're rejecting. Now our value area high of this range, you can also see it's an important SR flip level. Resistance, flipped it to support, support, lost it, resistance, resistance. So this level up here, and this is around our golden pocket here. So no, not quite actually. Let's see, it might be our 0.5. Yeah, it's our 0.5. So if this is like an A wave down, and then we're going to see a bigger B wave bounce, a 0.5, and then we could see another leg down. I don't really like that too much. What I would be looking for, though, I mean, we do have liquidity up here around the value area high. So, and then it's also an important SR flip level. So that area is an area to watch for us to just continue to range in this smaller range here. Now, if we take this range and we pull it all the way to the bigger range here, and let me make sure we get this right on the top of the impulse there. All right, point of control is still the same, but you can see our value area low and value area high on this bigger range are much better as far as the larger range goes, because our value area low is coming in right around this box of support between 15 and 16.8. And then our value area high is coming in right around this weekly at 33.3 to 35. And so these are, you know, we can trade the bigger range until it breaks. You can look at the both ranges. If we get up here and we start rejecting from these highs around 26.8, then you can look at our smaller range value area high is rejecting, and we might see a rotation down. If we break that, then these levels up here at 33.3 to 35 is going to be the levels to watch. Other than that, I mean, we can still trade this bigger pitchfork as well. We did take the liquidity from these little dead cat bounce support levels here already. So now we just need to watch, because if we start breaking these lows down, we could come down to this area down here. We can come down to these highs, you know, around $10, $9.50. So we really got to watch this. If Bitcoin's really going to dump, I think these alts will dump hard. I don't think Bitcoin's really going to dump yet, by the way. All right, so that's it for Injective. Now let's go to Sui. All right, so Sui, we saw a pretty strong impulse to the upside after this brutal correction down here. And I do think there was another chart that had more price action, but I'm just using Coinbase's chart. I like Coinbase charts. You can see this pitchfork was really highly respected. Channel midline rejection, channel midline rejection. Came down, we did front run the band a little bit, but bounces support, finally busted up above it to the top of the pitchfork. Well, first of all, we flipped the band to support on lower levels, busted up near the top of the pitchfork, support again, and then finally we busted through this pitchfork up to the upside. Now we're trading in a range up here on the daily. If we do have a bigger drop to the downside, this box of support here, which is a bullish backtest of the big pitchfork that we broke out of, our golden pocket from our last big daily low to our highs are right in this area as well. I do like that. So this is our bigger support level between 244 and 253. That is a spot level that I'm looking to buy if this bull market and this altcoin season is going to continue like projected in February, March. All right, now zooming into our daily range that we're trading. Let me get rid of this real quick. And you can see that it was in this like ascending channel, just like Bitcoin was. And then we broke it to the downside. We took the liquidity of the flash crash lows here on December 20th. That was right around Bitcoin's kind of flash crash too as well. And then now we're making a move up from there. So very locally above us, we do have that, once again, this setup of if this is an A wave to the downside in an ABC correction. So we have our A wave, a B wave often comes to the 0.5, which we also have a naked weekly point of control. And then we could see a C wave down to our spot buy level. That could be a bigger daily ABC correction after this impulse up that we saw. And then from here, we could rock it. So that is what I'm looking for. So that naked weekly point of control is at 441. If we do get up to that level is going to be interesting to look for potential shorts from. And then locally, very locally, let's do this range pull again. And we'll do the volume of this range. All right, so our value area high in 786 up here around 497. This area is, we also have a daily up there. You can see this daily. I didn't mark it out, but we do have a daily that's right up here as well. The last big daily level before we had our drop. So we have a daily at pretty much 496 to $5. We have our value area high, our 786, and our daily. This is going to be a resistance level for me to watch for if we are just going to continue to range and start to form a bigger accumulation or distribution, reaccumulation, I should say, or distribution range up here on the daily chart. You can see we tried to get above our point of control today, but we did reject it. And so now we're dropping. So if we continue to drop here, if Bitcoin continues to drop, let's zoom in onto the 2-hour chart. And you can see that this now, once again, TradingView is doing this weird thing where when you zoom in onto lower time frames, the point of control is changing. Because remember, the point of control was up here that we rejected from. But when you zoom in on the same exact range, the point of control changes. So I don't know what to think of that. But I'm just going to mark this out as a support level. So if we do a Fibonacci pull from our lows, our last daily lows to our highs, you can see our golden pocket is coming in around that point of control. So that area there, gosh, I hate that TradingView does this. Anyways, point of control, golden pocket, local support level 377.8. If we don't hold that, I do think we can come down much lower. We can come down probably to take the lows of the range. We still have some liquidity down here that we didn't take, these higher lows. And then, of course, like this liquidity, dead cat bounce here is like Bitcoin's 85K level on Bitcoin's ascending channel. So similar price action here. Also, to the upside, if we do a Fibonacci pull from the last big highs to the lows here, and we look at our golden pocket. So golden pocket is a little bit above this value area high. Now, of course, depending on if you go back to, like, say we go to the 12-hour chart here, you can see our volume levels. Okay, our volume levels didn't change there. I guess it's just on the daily chart for some reason. Let me pull this to here. Yeah, okay. So point of control, golden pockets, our local support level. Down here, we do have, I mean, this SFP here into the value area low would be nice, but then we would have to watch for this sweep as well. We could see a sweep of these lows here at like 299, 298, and then reclaim and close a 4-hour at or above the value area low. That would be nice to see. Other than that, really, not too much more on Sui. I would just be playing this range here. Play the range until it breaks. And so local resistance above us is that naked weekly point of control at 441. If we break that, really, I do think we can come all the way up to the 786 and that daily around $5-ish. Let's see. We do have a almost double bottom here, which is a bit concerning. Remember, double bottom means twice the liquidity to take. So these two last lows are equal. We really didn't get the SFP liquidity grab. They're equal lows. So we could come down and flush these lows again. But if we did that, we have low, low, low right here. We could flush all of this in one big liquidity cascade, especially if Bitcoin gets volatile. We could see like a candle like these big ones here, volume candles, and flush all of this. So be aware of that. I do like this area down here, between 260 and 245, 246. All right, so that's it for Sui. Let's go into Avax. All right, Avax here. Now, Avax has been very interesting. I actually had an alert go off on Avax that I've been waiting weeks for. We finally hit into our golden pocket here. And let me just get rid of that small one. That was small intraday price action. So Avax, I was speculating on Avax on a much bigger, let's go onto the weekly chart. All right, so actually, no, daily chart. I was looking at a smaller impulse to the upside. So on the daily chart, from the bottom of our pitchfork, we could have seen a 5-wave impulse to the upside, and I was looking for this correction to be a wave 4. So like like this is our 1 wave here, our 2 wave, our 3rd wave is our most explosive volume filled wave to the upside. We went up to that pitchfork midline. Now we're correcting in our wave 4 to the golden pocket, and then we could see a wave 5 end up here. Uh, I know that some of the Coons, the best Elliott trader I know, probably wouldn't like this 5-wave count. He would probably do like a 1-2 1-2. This is our 3-wave, and then maybe a 4-5 4-5 or something like that. I'm just looking at this as this 5-wave impulse or a sort of impulse, because even a double 1-2 is still an impulse to the upside. So, all right, but look at this golden pocket here, you guys. This more macro golden pocket, and that's from the pitchfork lows up to the rejection at the midline here. Last huge daily lows to daily highs up here. Our golden pocket is coming in, and it's a very important SR flip level. So you can see I marked out, I just put GP with this yellow line here. Support, 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 support. Finally lost it. Resistance, resistance. Now flipped it again to support. So this area, the 618 to 65 is a really important area here. Big support resistance flip on the daily, but also we do have it's our golden pocket as well. And so I was looking for this correction to continue to actually down to hit this golden pocket. You can see just the other day we hit the 618, perfect, and we got a strong bounce from it so far. Now we got a bounce up to our pitchfork band, and we rejected perfectly so far. On today's candle, we pumped up to that pitchfork band. But just above us, we do have a naked weekly point of control. So if we chop for the weekend, maybe chop and form a small range in through here and then come up and hit this, I would like to see a rejection from here to actually come down and hit the 0.65. Also, we have the liquidity down here. That's why I want to come down a little bit lower, because we have our liquidity grab here right at 30.5 to 30.8. But as far as Avax goes, Avax looks pretty good, you guys. Now, we are not seeing on the daily, we are not seeing any daily bull divs, and money flow is still decreasing. So that's a bit concerning for me. But if we zoom in onto the 4-hour chart, yeah, I guess we weren't even really seeing bull divs here either. So that makes me think that we can come down a little bit more. Maybe we're going to reject from this band that we're seeing the rejection from right now, and we can continue a little bit lower. 1 hour. Yeah, we were not even seeing even 1 hour bull divs into here. But it bounced because it was a golden pocket, a more macro golden pocket. All right, so Avax, I do like this 30.8 to 30.5 level. If we start to lose that, let's zoom back out onto the daily chart here. We do have the bottom of the pitchfork here. If we do our Fibonacci pull, so we can do a couple Fibonacci pulls. We can go from this daily. Let me fix that here. And let's do this one here. From high to low here. Let's look at our 786. Okay, and then this smaller one, I don't think. Yeah, I guess it depends on how long we chop. So we have our smaller 786 that is at 29.5. The SFP into that would be nice, but I don't like that near as much as I like the bigger pull. So at like 25.5, we do, if we keep aggressively dropping, this 786 is around the bottom of the pitchfork. So we could see like a fake out of the pitchfork into the 786 and then continue just chopping in this pitchfork. Now, you guys, I did tell you guys that right up here at this midline, I said, listen, I'm taking profits on some of my AVAX, spot AVAX, because it was a major midline. We saw a rejection. We came up for a lower high, had another rejection. And on that second rejection, I took some profit on some AVAX. I didn't have very much at all. So I just took some profit, left some in there. Now I'm looking to rebuy the same amount of AVAX I sold here. I'm looking to rebuy it down around here to continue higher. If AVAX does continue higher, we do have this weekly up here at like $98, and it is in confluence with our pitchfork band up here. Now, it's going to take a while to get up there, so really we could probably look for it if it grinds for a bit, for a few months. Our midline could be up there again, and we could see another rejection from the midline, or we could do a less aggressive pitchfork pull as well. As far as the daily, we are trading in this range here. So we can do a fixed range volume profile just of this sideways range that we're seeing. You can see right now we're at that point of control and we're rejecting from the point of control after losing it. So anytime you reject from the point of control, first of all, last time we tested the value area high, we rejected. Here we were trying to hold the value. Okay, let's look at this real quick. So value area high was resistance here, finally broke above it. We were trying to flip it to support after rejecting from this pitchfork midline, trying so hard to flip it to support. Multiple daily wicks below it, but trying not to close below it. Finally, we lost it, and then our point of control became support. Support, all through here. Now we're finally losing our point of control and back testing our point of control bearishly. If we cannot flip this point of control to support again, we can expect a rotation down to the value area low. Now, if we did that, we would be losing this key golden pocket, so I don't really like that, but our 786 is around this key value area low. It's also around the bottom of the pitchfork. So this bigger volume range on the daily is an important volume range to be paying attention to because it's being respected on larger time frames. And if we confirm the rejection from our point of control, we could even see a rotation all the way down to 25.5. Now to the upside, I mean, that value area high, we do have liquidity resting now, these last big daily highs. So we have the swing failure pattern into our value area high again, and we can also do a Fibonacci pull. Let's just do it from this high here down to the low here, and then let's look at our golden pocket, because our golden pocket, yeah, so golden pocket is around that value area high. That area is like so between 45 and 47 is going to be a resistance level to be watching. Now we also do have a smaller golden pocket here. If we do from the last daily high to the lows, I was looking at this earlier. So this swing failure pattern here into our golden pocket at, what is that? Let's just put it on here. So $38, 38 to 38.3. That's a local resistance to be watching. But at that point, we would be breaking back up into our band. And we'd also be breaking this naked weekly point of control. But that anytime you see a liquidity grab into a golden pocket, you should pay attention to that. All right, that is it for Avax. XRP here. Now, XRP, you guys know that I've been watching XRP in this 5-wave impulse. So 1, 2, 3, we're in 4, and then see one more 5th wave of XRP to end this final push on XRP. Now, this is more macro TA, but we do still have this major support down here. I do believe, okay, I didn't mark that out. But we do, you can see it's the last consolidation down here. So we have this daily level down here. And it's a daily, it's our pitchfork band down here. I do believe it was a golden pocket as well. Let's see if we do from the last lows to the highs. Yeah, golden pocket. Now, this golden pocket, technically, because this is a multi-100% move, we should be using golden pocket based off log fibs. 500% move. So really, yeah, almost 600% move. So I don't, when we have a big move like that, you really want to put this based off log scale, fibs based off log scale. So really look at, if you put our fibs based off log scale, our pitchfork midline down here at $1.02, $1.03 really is a really key support level. That's also around these lows of this kind of consolidation. We have some liquidity down here, daily level down here. Let's zoom out onto the weekly. Let's check the weekly real quick. All right. So let's pull it there. Yeah, so that's there. Now, really what we're looking at now just locally for XRP is obviously we're trying to stay above this pitchfork that we broke out of. And the back test of that pitchfork down here around the swing failure pattern at 190 really is a key level of support to hold, because if we lose that, we could be done with like the impulse here and we could see a bigger flush down. I don't think we are yet. I think XRP can still run, but if Bitcoin really decides to dump, I think XRP will too. Let's zoom back in onto the daily chart here. And so there's a few things we're looking at. We have this descending channel that I've been following on XRP for the last like week or so, and this descending channel here, let's see, I think I pulled it to here. Yeah. And so let's zoom into the 4-hour chart. Yes, this is the descending channel that I've been following, and we're coming down to the midline right now. Let's make this our pink channel. You can see how well the midline of this was respected. All through here, we're midline held, midline held, midline held, midline held. So if we come down to the midline again, that could hold. And I do believe locally we do have, it was not this one, it was, if we do a Fibonacci pull from this last move that we saw a few days ago here, we did already hit into our 382 though with this wick here. So unfortunately, now that still is around the 382, so, or the midline, channel midline. Man, let's zoom back out onto the daily and look at no daily levels. I mean, if we do close today red, we'll have a new daily resistance above us. Right now, I'm playing XRP a little bit more locally. We can look at this range that we're in here. So you can do a fixed range volume profile of this price action here. All right, and we're starting to lose our value area low. If we lose that value area low, that can be bad. We can also actually pull this to like all the, it's the same thing. So, and you can see we rejected from our point of control. Man. All right, so if we do start to lose this, you guys, we can come down much lower. What we can look at is from the last big low here to our highs. And let's go to our golden pocket. We did hit into that golden pocket. Actually, I remember because I had this marked out, and when we hit into it, that was a long for me. So we did hit into that, but we did not. If we look at our 786 here, all right, so you can see our 786 is also a pretty important SR flip level. Let's actually do a range pull of this range here. All right, I don't like the confluence there. But if we start to lose this channel that we're in here, we can always expect a retest back down to our prior value area high, which is here. Now, actually, if we did our Fibonacci pull from these lows here, and let's go to our golden pocket. So the bigger golden pocket is around there. Let's look at the percentage of this move. Okay, that's not too bad. That's only 67%. So you don't need to use log scale for that. All right, so yeah, if we lose now the level of support we're looking at now, we do have this 250 level, 255 to 250, 253 to 255 area is going to be the next big level that I'll be looking for longs on XRP. Let's go to our points of control on the weekly. So obviously we're rejecting from the naked weekly point of control right now, today. And we do not have anything except for way down here at these lows here. Now I mean, XRP did pump like crazy through here, so we could drop like crazy, but we do have this naked weekly point of control down here at like 231-ish. And that also is below our last lows. So if we look at the liquidity grab of these lows here, we could, if we really, really dumped, we could see a SFP of these lows at 233 into our 231 naked weekly point of control. Now, if we did that, we could take this same Fibonacci pull and we can bring it all the way from these lows here, the really the big lows. No, but that golden pocket doesn't line nicely with our point of control of that range. I like that better than the last pull. So 240. But at that point, we would be getting really close to taking this liquidity anyways. Let's just well, we don't hope and we don't have a bias here, but I would like XRP to stay up here to continue just ranging in this channel before we see our last move to the upside. That doesn't mean it's going to happen and the market doesn't care what you think, but you know, that would be nice to see. All right, let's zoom out just a bit on XRP. I did show you guys XRP yesterday as well, a bigger pitchfork that XRP is in. Let's go to our weekly chart. And not this pitchfork here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Actually, I will hide it. I don't really like this structure. I mean, XRP has such crappy structure that it's hard to do a real pitchfork for it. But this one is kind of nice. So you can see that it's being pretty nicely respected here. Let me hide this channel. Yeah, we do have, I mean, you can see that we're come up to the band, reject. Midline was trying to hold, chopped around in the band for a bit here. Yeah, this is nice. I mean, you can see when we dropped on this flash crash, we dropped to the pitchfork band of support. Now we're losing our midline, so that is pretty bad, actually. Starting to lose the midline, and if we do come down to this band of support again, we can look for that to hold. Let's look at that 786. So the 786 is at the band of support here. Really, I would like it to take some time, and I'd like it to align with the bottom of the band. But this looks corrective to me, you guys. Like this whole slow sideways grind down, or like, yeah, sideways and down grind. Look at this is clearly impulsive price action here. Explosion to the upside. Then we have a slow grind down and sideways. This looks corrective to me before we could see another impulse to the upside. So I am looking for support in this general range to get a move to the upside. And so if we see that, that would be really nice to see. All right, now let's go into a near. Let's zoom out onto the 4-hour chart. Let's check this out here. All right, so on near here, let me hide this range real quick. Near has a lot going on, so let me, just 1 second, guys. Okay, near here, we got some stuff going on with near. We have a big weekly descending channel in blue. Let me hide this so we can get a cleaner look at this. So you can see this big, just from this high here to this high here down to this low. It's trading in kind of this sideways channel, sideways price action here. So we can also, anytime you see semi-sideways price action like this, we can take a volume profile of that sideways price action and trade the range until it breaks. Now, so we'll look at that sideways price action just from present day all the way to the top here. You can see a couple things key right away. So our value area low is in this box of support here. So down at the bottom, we have a weekly level and our value area low down here, which is very nice. That between 368 and what is that? 386 is a level of support I would be looking for us to bounce from if we're just going to continue this range here. And then to the upside, you can see just today we rejected from the midline of our big weekly channel. So you can see all through here for the past couple months, this midline overall has been holding as support. We finally lost the midline to the downside. We came back up for a bearish backtest today. So far, we are rejecting that bearish backtest. Now, that doesn't mean we are going to fully reject it. We can continue to make daily candles because we got to look at this midline on higher time frames. Look at support here, resistance, resistance, resistance here. And you do see wicks past it, resistance here, or support here, support here, support here, support here, support here. So this midline is really important to reclaim if we want to get more bullish on near. If not, we did front run our naked weekly point of control down here. And also, I didn't mark it out, but we do have the daily down here as well. So like this daily right here, we have a daily into a naked weekly point of control down here at 422 to 421. So if we do, and of course, if we came down there, we would be grabbing the liquidity of these lows here. So that 422 area is our first local support area. I'd be looking for a swing failure pattern into the daily, into the naked weekly point of control. That's if we continue to reject from this here. That's our first level of support. Our second level of support is obviously this bigger green box between 380 and 368. Value area low weekly. And then to the upside, we do have our major range point of control. So this range goes back all the way until March, the March highs of altcoins. A lot of altcoins made highs in March of 2024. Was that 2024? Yeah, 2024. And so we have our major point of control along with a naked daily point of control at that 518 to 519 area. 518, really 519 to 521. So that if we can get above our midline that we're seeing the rejection from now, what I would look for very locally is to bust up here to this level, see a rejection from here, flip our midline to support, and then we can continue higher. Until we flip this to support, now we gotta suspect it's gonna act as resistance, because like see through all here was resistance. Finally, when we flipped it to support. So this midline is a very strong level on higher time frames. Now, if we break above this naked daily point of control, the value area high up here, let's do a Fibonacci pull from high to low here. And our golden pocket is a little bit, golden pocket is right at our value area high. So 684, 685. This area here is really, really nice for a resistance to come in. Value area high, golden pocket, and then also, no, there's not much liquidity there. Let's go on the weekly and let's see. Okay, nothing there. But I do like that area. This area is a really nice area to look for a rejection if we're just going to continue to trade this range. There's another smaller range we could look at. We could just do this range pull from like here. Point of control is pretty much the same. Value area low is pretty much the same. The only thing that changed is our value area high, which is up here. Now, I don't like that one as much. All right, so that, and then of course, if we even break this golden pocket value area high, we do have the top of the pitchfork and the weekly up here around 782 to like 790. 793. That's it for near. That's all I'd be looking for locally on near here. Link here. Link has been nice, you guys. So Link as well is trading in this descending channel. And let me get rid of this real quick. All right, Link's trading in this descending channel. There's a couple things we can see here. So we do have our last big Fibonacci pull on the daily from the daily low to the daily high. We have our golden pocket coming in around the midline, around $21. And then our 786 is in line with the weekly down here at 19.8. So those two levels are local levels of support to be watching. Now to the upside, just earlier today, I actually took a short on this. As soon as we touched the top of this channel and I saw us rejecting, I took a short. Now I took TP at the VWAP and I protected position. Because I thought that there was a possibility that this could keep going. Let me go to the 4-hour chart. So you can see we had our rejection from the top of the channel. So the channel is still being respected. That's why I am looking down around this midline area. We do have a lot of semi-equal lows all through here. Now, you can see we never actually came and took the liquidity of these lows. We double bottomed here. So there is even a semi-triple third, semi-triple low, semi-equal low, third one, a fourth one. A lot of liquidity resting below 22.16. I really would like to see a quick flush into this golden pocket, take that liquidity, and then see a move up. To the upside, we do have some liquidity that's up here, but that's kind of far away from our 786. We do have a 786 and a daily up here between $28 and $29. That's a level that I'm interested in looking at. But at that point, we would be breaking the channel to the upside. So anytime you break a channel like this, you can see explosive follow through. So we would have to watch. What I'd really want to be seeing is like a break of this channel, come up here, see a small rejection, back test the channel, and then get our explosion. That would be nice to see. And then, so let's zoom back out here onto the daily chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. We do have that weekly up here that has not been tapped yet. So that's at 34 pretty much, $34 up here. I do like that weekly. You can see, look how nice this accumulation was. Accumulation all through here, broke out of it, back tested it. That's exactly where I bought at night. I bought at like 980. So we had this accumulation, broke out of it, back tested it, flipped it to support, which was once resistance, was flipped to support, and then we pumped higher. So I wish I would have bought more though. Gosh, dang it, you know. Anyway, you get what you get. And right now we're just kind of trading in this smaller range here. We could look at, so this range here on the weekly is something to watch for here. And our value area high of that range is around the bottom of the channel. Let's see, what is that? That's at $17. So now let's zoom in onto the daily chart. And around the bottom of the channel. Yeah, so 17 bucks. So around the bottom of the channel is the retest of that last range value area high. You can see that. But let's just take the volume of this daily range that we're seeing here. You can see the rejection we had today was not only from the top of the channel, but it was also from our value area high. So we can expect, if we're going to rotate down to our point of control, if our point of control holds the support, then maybe we're going to continue to break the channel. If not, you can also see that the value area low of this daily range is also in this golden pocket area. That's why this golden pocket at like $21.05 to $21 is so nice here. We would sweep all the liquidity of these semi-equal lows at 22, come into our $21 area, value area low, golden pocket, channel midline, boom. So that's what I'm looking for, a day trade position, maybe a swing position long on Link. I think I have an alert on my other chart. If not, let's do this. Okay, so that's that. Let's go into Hbar. Hbar here. All right, few things that we're seeing. We are now on Hbar. I pulled a completely horizontal range. You can see from this high here and then two equal lows here. So we pulled a horizontal range and we're trading right around the midline of that range right now. We trying to flip it to support. So if we come back down here at like that 30 cents, 30.2, that if that holds, we can see a rotation to the upside. Now we do have a much bigger, let me zoom out onto the weekly chart, and I want to show you guys this pitchfork, because this pitchfork here, we had really just busted straight through it. I mean, honestly, I don't even like the pitchfork because there was no structure within the pitchfork. So I did the pull, but yeah, you can't even really say anything about that, really. The only thing that you can say is on the weekly, after we busted all the way through it, you can see we're holding the top of it as support now. So we're trying to flip it to support to continue higher. No weekly body closes back within the pitchfork. So the reason why I left it on there was pretty much just because of that. So if we go to our daily chart here and we look at this pitchfork bullish retest, you know, XRP was seeing something like this too. We have this box of support here coming in. We do have our pitchfork midline. No, not pitch. The top of our pitchfork and our weekly down here. And then if we do a Fibonacci pull from the lows to the highs, not that one, from the lows of the channel, the range, to the highs. Our golden pocket is coming in. Now we did hit into our golden pocket. You can see that's where we bounced from actually. So golden pocket's not as strong now because we already had one bounce attempt from it. But overall, it is trying to hold. You can see multiple touches on the daily into it, and we're still holding it. Let's look at our 786 on this. So 786 is near the bottom of this. Now we do have that daily down here as well. I didn't mark out the daily because the weekly's right next to it. Here, what keeps happening? All right, daily here. So a daily, weekly in this box of support here, and then our 786 is just down below it as well. That's really from what, 28 to 27. That's an area to be watching. And then if we break that, of course, we do have double lows at the bottom here. So twice the liquidity to come grab down here. And if we see that, I would expect a flush. By that time, hopefully this we'd be farther along in this range, and a flush to like 21 cents where this band is. On lower time frames, you can see the pitchwork was respected. So like, you know, hit into the top of the band, held the band as support, pumped even higher. Down here, the band also gave us a reaction down here. Those were pretty much our only levels of reaction on this entire impulse to the upside. But it's not super, there's nothing in it really. All right, we can do a fixed range volume profile pull of this range here. You can see that our value area low is coming in around this box of support. Now, the golden pocket that we're bouncing from right now is also our point of control. So if we lose these lows here, we could come for SFP of these lows and still maintain this as support on a daily level. But we really don't want to lose it really any more than that. Now, above us to the top of us, our value area high here is a key resistance because we have our 382, which if this is going to be continue with a strong trend down, our 382 is at 33.3 cents. We have our naked weekly point of control, naked daily point of control, and value area high, all in this area here. This box of resistance is really our big resistance to be watching right now. Here. And then, of course, if we break that, we could do a Fibonacci pull from high to low. And I do like, let's actually check our golden pocket with that. Yeah, okay, so remember, guys, anytime you see a liquidity grab into a golden pocket, that is a nice thing, nice setup. So we do have this liquidity. It's internal liquidity, but we do have this liquidity before this last impulse down here. So this liquidity grab at 35.5 into our golden pocket at 36 cents. That is a local area to be watching for a rejection. And then, of course, we do have this internal liquidity into our 786, around 37.7 cents. This point of control is going to be important to hold, you guys. If we can't, I mean, it is very, very possible that we start to chop around here and form a smaller range for a few days. But if we do not hold that point of control, value area lows coming, and then hopefully that holds, and then we can try to work our way back up to the value area high. Value area high was up here. Yeah, up here at 33 cents ish, 33.3 to 33.7. All right, that's it for Hbar. Arweave. Let's zoom out onto the daily chart. Arweave is also trading in a descending channel on the daily chart. Let me get rid of this real quick. Okay, so descending channel on the daily. You can see it's being nicely respected, just chopping down, really corrective price action on the daily after a big impulse to the upside. And I do see a few things here. So once again, this 382 and naked daily point of control setup is coming into play. If this is going to continue as a strong trend down, just these last month or so, yeah, from December 6th. So the last month we've been kind of in an aggressive downtrend here. We're finally seeing our first green spike of hope here of the end of this correction. But We do have our local 382 from the high to the lows on the last daily, right at this naked daily point of control at 18.68. We also have an internal liquidity grab of the last daily high here. So that would be an area, a local area to watch for a rejection. If we reject from there, though, technically we would be breaking structure on the daily just barely, but we would look maybe for the midline to hold to continue higher. But you got to be careful with just a wick break of structure. Really, you want to see the candle body. So we have the SFP into our naked daily point of control at 18.68. And then even higher, I like this better, this resistance better. We have our golden pocket from the last daily high to the lows. Our golden pocket is coming in at the top of our descending channel, and we have a naked weekly point of control there. So at 33.3 to 23 to 23.3 is a very nice resistance up here. We have our golden pocket, naked weekly point of control, top of channel, and let's do a volume profile pull of this price action within the channel. Okay, no, I'm remembering that wrong. But you can see our naked daily point of control. We also have our huge range point of control there as well. So that 18.68 here is an important resistance now, because once you lose your value, once you reject from a value area high, you lose your point of control, you backtest it, you reject from point of control. Now you can expect to come to value area low. We have come to value area low. We're trying to reclaim value area low. So point of control still might act as resistance. We might come down to back test the value area low before coming higher, because we have not back tested the value area low since we've gotten back into this range here, into this fair value range. So yeah, that's something that we're looking for. Right now, we're trying to break above the midline and hold it on the daily. So we'll see if that happens. And then up to the upside even more, we do have our major Fibonacci pull from the highs of the channel to the lows of the channel. We have our golden pocket up here at 35.66 to 36.86, and we have a swing failure liquidity grab into that golden pocket. So that $36-ish region looks really nice to me. Anytime you see a swing failure pattern into a golden pocket, I'll just say that. Liquidity grab into golden pocket. Now to the lows, we do have pretty much semi-equal lows. We did SFP, but just barely. It's valid, and that's why we got this giant move up. I mean, look at that liquidity grab and that push up on the daily. What a nice play that was. But down below us, we do have our weekly support coming in at 845 around the bottom of the channel. Now, of course, that would mean we'd have to chop around for a while in this channel, and then we could see a move. But it is there. We need to keep watching that. Because we did not SFP very huge on this, we might come down and do another SFP to grab the rest of the liquidity. We also have our prior highs that are around here. You can see our prior highs here. These highs now might act as a support. So we haven't come down to hit our prior highs yet. So we should be watching for that. Prior highs. All right, that is it for Arweave. Let's go to Gala. Gala is trading in a big range on the daily, really ever since January of 2023. So there's a couple things we can look at here. We do have a new weekly that's up here at the top of the range at these highs up here, close to these highs. You can see that we tried to flip our value area high to support, got a lower high bounce, lost it, flipped it to resistance, flipped it to resistance, flipped it to resistance. So anytime you re-enter a value area, you reject from the value area high on a bearish backtest, you can look for a move down to the point of control. Point of control, we do also have a naked weekly point of control down there. That's at 0.2175. But we do have a level of liquidity before that and a golden pocket. So I do like, if we do a Fibonacci pull from the last daily high to last daily low to the daily high, our golden pocket is coming in around 24 to 23 cents. And we do have a liquidity grab of a daily low down there as well. Another thing you guys can see, look at this golden pocket. If we just do a line here on this area, you can see that it's an important SR flip area. So you can see here, resistance, 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 support, you know, support through here. And so resistance. So this area is a pretty nice, that golden pocket area is a pretty nice SR flip level as well. And so this golden pocket, swing failure pattern into golden pocket, if we don't do that, then yes, our naked weekly point of control into our point of control is also nice. And then if we fail that, I mean, there's a couple things we could look at. We do have this weekly down here, but I do like a little bit better. I like the swing failure pattern of these last big daily lows into our value area low. So 17 cents, a swing failure of 17 into 16. And then we could see the value area low hit. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it now. To the upside, of course, it's going to be important to get above this value area high. So right now, that value area high is acting as resistance. If we do a Fibonacci pull from highs, from low to high, and we look at our 0.5, okay, it's a little bit higher than that. No. Yeah, I guess we could say. So if this is a strong trend to the downside, the last 2-3 weeks we've been seeing here, actually last month we've been seeing, just like Arweave has a strong downtrend, and just like Arweave, our 382 has confluence with another major level. So value area high back test for maybe a third time along with our 382. If we do back test this, this could be another rejection, and then we could come down here or come down here. Didn't do that good. Here. So yeah, that's it for Gala. Last one, IMX here. Okay, so IMX, we do have quite a bit going on here. Let me get rid of this for just a second here. You can see that we kind of are forming a bottom range here on IMX. Like this area here is a bottom range that we're looking at. So we can always do a volume profile pull of that range here. And we can look, so value area low is about where we're at now. We are trying to reclaim the value area low. Right away, our value area high has some pretty good confluence with our naked daily point of control at 156.2 and our pitchfork midline. So this area from 156.2 to what is that? 160 is a box of resistance I'd be watching. We also have the internal liquidity grab of these last highs and these last highs into it. Excuse me. All right, let's now get rid of this for a second, and let's look at this. So this pitchfork is pretty nice. You can see band rejection, midline rejection, midline rejection, midline rejection, band support, support, lost it, band acted as support, back tested the top, dropped all the way to the bottom band, resistance on the midline. Band held the support for a bit, lost it, went to the bottom. So you get the idea. This thing is being respected on higher time frames. So we can watch this band up here. We have a naked weekly point of control at 122.8 that's just above us. We do have a daily level there as well. So this is our very local resistance above us. We have our daily and our naked weekly point of control at about 122 to 123-ish. If we break that, we can look at just on the daily, our daily high to low, and let's look at our golden pocket. Golden pocket is coming in around the top of the band, so that's at 129, and I do think that if we do see a bit of a pump up, we could easily pump to the top of the band and our local golden pocket and reject from there. And then, of course, we do have our this kind of choppy sideways, like this looks like a descending channel to me. If we go from these lows here to these lows here, and then we pull it up to this. So you can kind of see this last big daily descending channel just of this price action. We have the top of that channel around that golden pocket and pitchfork band as well. And then our midline is where we're rejecting from right now. So this daily channel, I would say, is respected. If we continue to chop down in this descending channel, now if we start to lose this bigger pitchfork, we could come much lower. We can actually come for these lows here again. And then, of course, we could do, let me zoom out on this here. Let's go to the weekly chart. We could do a range pull of like this accumulation zone here. Okay, so the point of control of that range is around 76 cents. Let's zoom back in onto the daily. Oh, that's quite a ways away. All right. Yeah, I mean, our value area high is about where we're at right now. So we're back testing the value area high of this range. And it's also the value area low of this range here, this smaller range. So we're trying to just stay within this sideways down price action. After we got the impulse to the upside, we got our correction down, and now we're starting to form a sideways range. And this sideways range is really, it's what's going to be important for us to kind of hold the value area low of this range. You can see that we did try to break the value area low, but we reclaimed it pretty quickly. So we're kind of at support for IMX. I mean, if IMX is not going to crash to much lower levels, this is a pretty nice spot area to look for a spot buy to even bring it up to our point of control or even to our value area high, much higher. If alt season is going to kick off, this is not such a bad spot buy position here. Just keep in mind, you're still buying much higher than it was down here. It's still not the worst, I would say. All right, so IMX to the upside, if we start to really rip to the upside, break this channel to the upside, we do have our golden pocket. Now, this golden pocket is from the last huge daily highs up here at 227 all the way down to the lows that we made. We have a golden pocket at 182. In that golden pocket, we also have our naked daily point of control and the pitchfork band. So that to me is a very strong resistance. So if I spot buy down here, that's definitely a TP area for me to TP my spot bags if we get up there. Now, of course, I'd be TPing some along the way, unloading some around this value area high there. And then, of course, by the time we get up to the top of the pitchfork, it will take some time to grind up there through all these resistances. We do have a swing failure pattern of the highs if it comes up here, what is that, April. So if it takes a couple months to come all the way up to 224.9, 225 really, we could see an SFP of these highs into the top of the pitchfork and then just continue to grind within this pitchfork. No daily bear divs here. Sorry, you guys, I haven't actually been talking about the divs this much, what to look for on divs. I'm just kind of pointing out key levels of support and resistance. Once again, I'm not giving trade setups. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you guys key levels to watch. And you could choose to take that or not. That's okay with me. But I just want to share with you the key levels where I'm looking for trades, not telling you how to trade or what to trade or even saying to trade. Once again, I'm not giving signals here. All right, so that's pretty much it, you guys. Everyone, MEXC is still a partner with me. If you guys want to sign up, the link's in the description. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the follows. Thank you so much for helping the channel grow. Hope this helps out. If you guys want me to cover any other altcoins, leave them in the comments in the description, and I'll try to cover them for you. Have a good day, everybody.